Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and I did it again. I shaved my head. It's the middle of winter. Why not? I just decided to do it, and we're going to continue with this. And it's a look that I like, so I decided for the last month I was thinking about it, and like, you know what? Let's do it again. So once again, I am bald, even though there's like some 5 o'clock shadow going on there. But anywho, before we jump into all the things that you saw in the thumbnail of what I picked up for the month of November, it's been a crazy month. There's been a lot of sales going on. There's still a lot of things that are coming my way from these sales. I need to stop, but I keep telling myself that, but it never does, as you can tell by this video. And so, but anyway, I'm curious to know what you've been picking up for the month of November during these sales, just offbeat things, you know, things that you are really excited about, and some things that you're excited about for the end of the year, right? I want to know down in the comment section down below what you've been picking up from just, you know, different labels, you know, standard releases, etc. I'm curious to know what you've been doing, what you've been watching. With that being said, let's now jump into a little known boutique label called Criterion. All right, so speed round, Criterion. I couldn't stop getting Criterions because they don't have this all in like one day or 1 week. They have the whole damn month. And so I just keep wanting to get more things. And so let's kind of go through the things that I picked up from Criterion. Once again, I didn't get these physically because in locations, because the Barnes & Noble near me doesn't have movies. But anyway, the first one I want to talk about is A Touch of Zen, directed by King Hu. Very excited about this film. Ever since I saw Dragon Inn, I was sucked into this world, this wuxia genre, and also at the same time been wanting to physically pick this up from Barnes & Noble, but I haven't been able to the last 2 sales, actually up in Kansas City with KB and Ryan. And so very excited about this one. But yeah, I have to get Touch of Zen. And then moving on from there is a film from David Lynch, who I'm not the biggest David Lynch fan, but this is definitely one that's a little bit more up my alley, I believe. And this is starring Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt, and that is The Elephant Man. Very excited about this film. It took me some time to get it because it's been out for just a little bit, but you know, it's one that I'm very curious about. So yeah, if anyone's seen The Elephant Man, I'd be curious to know what they think about it. But I've heard this is a very empathetic film. And yeah, so very curious about it. So anyway, also sorry about the glare. There is the stickers that are still on them. All right, so moving on from there is a film from Kelly Reichardt, who I've been a fan of for some time. This came out in 2016, and it's got a lot of actors in it that I love. Laura Dern, Kristen Stewart, Michelle Williams, and Lily Gladstone in Certain Women. And I want to say a special shout out to somebody who watches this channel and commented and recommended this video, this film for me. I really appreciate it because it's definitely one that I wanted to pick up. So very curious about it, and like I said, I've been a fan of Kelly Reichardt's work that I've watched so far. So this is a film that I'm very curious about. So, and it's not that one from not that long ago. So yeah, very curious about that one. Speaking of women that I really love, the next film I want to talk about is a 4K from Sofia Coppola. This is her debut film, The Virgin Suicides. I never picked this up on Blu-ray when it came out, I guess a couple years ago, but I finally picked up the 4K of this film, and I've enjoyed Sofia Coppola's work that I've seen so far. And so seeing her debut film on Criterion is going to be really interesting. And I hope the 4K transfer is good as the other releases that they put out. So very curious about this. I really love the color on this one in particular. It's almost like a beige, like a peach, with some nice red. But yeah, very excited about The Virgin Suicides, but haven't really checked out much about it, so I don't really know too much. And then the next things I want to talk about are releases that came out this month so far in November. Now, this just came out, I think, last week, and is a trilogy. It is the Infernal Affairs trilogy. And I've seen the first Infernal Affairs years ago, and I know that it is a film that kind of drew inspiration for The Departed later on, which is really cool. But this is, I guess, a trilogy, you know, a Hong Kong trilogy of just this crime drama. And I know nothing about the second or third film, so I'm very curious about it, and I'm very excited that Criterion put something like this out. So it feels a little bit outside of what they would normally do. For me, it does. So, but very curious about this. It looks like a really sleek release. Very interested to revisit in the first Infernal Affairs, and then checking out the next two, because I guess they came out in the same year. The second and the third one both came out in 2003, and the first one The first Infernal Affairs came out in 2002. But yeah, very curious about this one and excited to have it. Now moving on to probably my favorite film that they put out this month and probably one of my favorite releases of the year is Denzel Washington in Malcolm X, the Spike Lee joint. This is a film that I've actually owned on Blu-ray for a little bit, and I just haven't watched it because it's just so long. But I got this the other day and I put it in and I watched the whole thing on 4K. And wow, the Criterion did a fantastic job. They worked with the cinematographer Ernest Dickerson on this one to create the physical 4K digital restoration with a 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, and it looks fantastic. And Denzel Washington as Malcolm X is incredible. And I know a lot of people who have seen this film have probably seen it multiple times, but man, this movie just sucked me into this world and drew on the importance of this man's life and of the culture and the time and the social implications that it had, and it's still affecting to this day. So I'm very excited about that, and it's also got a really great design, I think, from Criterion. I actually kind of enjoy this one. Right there is the cover with Malcolm X himself. And then is the 4K right here, the Blu-ray, and then the special features. I have not jumped into the special features just yet, but I know it's a combination of newer things and older things. This is a really thick booklet right here. This is something that I'm glad to see Criterion returning to for a few releases, because I know recently they haven't been putting too much readable content out there. But anyway, this is a really great film. I really love this cover. And I'm super excited that Criterion put something like this out. This is definitely one of the releases of the year, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm excited to jump into the special features and check out more. So moving right along, we're going to go to Australia to a boutique label that kind of focuses on horror. And this is actually from the Beyond Genres series. And this is Umbrella Entertainment. And I have a few titles, a couple I've seen, a couple I haven't. First one I want to talk about is Reanimator, one I have seen many years ago with some friends. What a crazy film. And I don't actually see this version talked about too much. And this is body horror with some comedy, some exploitation things going on in here too. This is something that when I watched it for the first time, was just not really knowing what I was going to expect. And yeah, I've grown to enjoy this film and the films like it. So very excited for this release from Umbrella. And yeah, this is a great number one in their lineup. Moving on to a film that I've been wanting to pick up for many years now, but I didn't know that this release was available. And it is The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. This is just based on the images, looks like an insane film. And it's a film that's been talked about for quite some time. That's why I had it on my shopping list for a long, long time. But now to have it physically and to kind of watch it and see what's going to happen with it, I'm very curious about it. So if anyone has seen this one, I'd be very curious to know what you think about it down in the comment section down below. All right, next we're going to move on to a French film from the 70s. It is The Beast, La Bête, right here. I'm not going to get these names right, but very curious about it. It's got some sexual undertones here, just based on the artwork alone, but I just really love this. I can't show you the back because it's a little not safe for work. But this one's an all-region release. I don't think I mentioned this, but a lot of these are Region B releases, these Australian releases that I'm showing you. But yeah, I'm curious about this one, and I've always loved myself some French movies. So The Beast, I need more French horror in my life, I guess. And so next we're going to move on to a film that came out not that long ago, actually. And I've actually seen this a couple times, and the first time I watched it, I didn't necessarily like it, but now that I've known it's one of my friends' favorite movies, I rediscovered it and watched it in a movie lineup. We did a kind of a movie marathon, and we watched this, and it was perfect. I'm like, I gotta watch this again for like the third time, and I picked up Devil's Candy right here. Great film, mixes heavy metal in with some motifs and some imagery, almost like Paradise Lost type imagery, right? So, and I'm talking about like Gustave Doré, these types of things. Yeah, I just really love it. And this man who's descending into the madness of his work and his isolation, into something that's a little demonic, and something going on in the background. A lot of crazy things in this movie. Really love it. Really like the soundtrack as well. Although it could be a little bit more extreme. Come on, let's go a little bit more metal. Go a little bit more, more black metal, more death metal. A little bit more of that. But yeah, anyway, that's just my own critique. But it's a great movie, and I highly recommend it. So, great releases from Umbrella. All right, now we're traveling to the UK, to Eureka Entertainment. to a triple feature right here, and it is with Boris Karloff in all three, Bela Lugosi in two, Charles Laughton in one. I've seen this this release, and anytime Eureka puts out a triple threat, kind of a triple feature of these films from Universal or Columbia, these older films, they're perfect. I love them so much. They're almost a little over an hour long, and they're great for like a Sunday or Saturday afternoon. So anyway, I watched The Invisible Ray, Black Friday, and The Strange Door. Really great releases, some science fiction mixed in with some horror. I really enjoy these types of films, like I said, and I watched all three of them. I quite enjoyed the performances. I think I like The Strange Door the most, with Charles Laughton and Boris Karloff in it as well. It kind of feels a little bit more like a Hammer film, because it was made in the early 50s, so I guess it was ramping up to what Hammer would have done. But Black Friday's great. Nothing like the actual Black Friday that we know and love today. And The Invisible Ray is a really great science fiction film. It's almost like parts Invisible Man, with some crazy powers going on here, and turning a little bit mad because of all that. But yeah, love these releases from Eureka. Keep putting them out. Fantastic. Speaking of older Eureka Entertainment releases, this is from 1932, based on the short story. It is The Most Dangerous Game. And I don't know necessarily much about it, but I was curious, and also I saw Fay Wray in it, and I'm like, gotta get it, gotta pick it up. King Kong reference right there. And then from there, we're gonna move on to some martial arts films, ones that I'm very excited about. And I'm sure in the thumbnail you saw maybe a little sneak peek of what we're gonna talk about at the end. But I picked up the Shaolin Plot from Eureka. I love these releases. I just love the artwork. And they're just so sleek, and I'm super excited to keep continuing down this path. And then we have Angela Mao, one that's definitely one of the cooler ones, because it's like a double feature, first of all, and just like the package design of this is just amazing. So I'm just so excited to jump back into some martial arts films, and I have plenty to watch. So that's Eureka Entertainment. Now let's actually jump to Indicator. All right, so Indicator recently just came out with this Universal Noir box set right here that is continuing on with their Noir series, but actually instead of Columbia, we're jumping to Universal, and I'm super excited about these releases. And I would want to say thank you so much for putting so much attention to detail in these releases, and putting so much love and time and dedication that you put, even if it takes a little bit longer. I love that that you're really trying to put this out in the best way possible for people. So anyway, special thanks to you, and I really appreciate your note as well when it comes with this box set. Anyway, Universal Noir comes with The Web, Larceny, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, Abandoned, Deported, and Naked Alibi, which are incredible noir titles. Always love noirs. And I need to watch more of them, because I'm still in the middle of Noir, Columbia Noir #2. I have a couple films from that box set. I need to get back into that mood, because it's definitely the end of November. We're jumping into the Christmas time. So, but anyway, always have room for some noir in my life. So Universal Noir, Indicator, great work. I love it. Continuing on with this. And now we're going to move on to Second Sight. All right, so with Second Sight, there's 4 titles that I have right here that are films that I actually don't know necessarily much about, but I'm very curious to check them out. And I've loved all the titles that I've seen from Second Sight, even the ones that I have seen in the past, like The Strangers. Recently I watched that, and I fell back in love with that film. So really curious about these. I blind buy a lot of these titles from Second Sight, because I just really trust the label. And the first one I would talk about is Swallow, which is about a woman who is, dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression and stress, and to cope with that, she keeps increasingly swallowing more dangerous objects, and that's the premise. And that premise alone sold me, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. Love the design of this one. This is probably my favorite, like one of my favorite colors. I just really love kind of baby blue, that sky blue. That's the kind of stuff I love. Anyway, moving on from another film that has more kind of familial drama involved with it, which I know nothing about on this one, but it is A Banquet. And A Banquet looks like a mom, a widowed mother, and her daughter kind of coming to grips with something. It looks kind of horrific in a way, but also a nice drama at the same time. Maybe nice is not the right word, but if any of you have seen The Banquet, be curious to know what you think about it. So anyway, sorry for the glare. Haven't opened these releases yet. Next is a revenge film and is a man who is enacting revenge on his murdered family. And it is Bull. And Bull looks like a film that, I mean, it looks as fiery as what the cover is suggesting. And so that's actually what drew me. Or a lot of these films have like really insane covers, and I love the artwork from Second Sight on this one. But yeah, I love revenge films, and they're always a treat to kind of get that out of you watching a movie. That's it. But anyway, Bull, very excited about this film as well. And then speaking of stress, reaching a point is Boiling Point, one of the more recent releases from them. And yeah, this is a release that I've been really excited about right here. I guess it is a chef that is just increasingly getting more and more things going on, where it's going to reach a point where he's stressed both in his physical, like his life, and as life at work. So very curious about that, and love the work that Second Sight keeps putting out. And they had just some big bombshell announcements recently too, which I'm super excited about. So now let's actually move on to some martial arts films. All right, so moving on to the martial arts films. First, I want to talk about 88 Films and the love that they keep putting out for these releases. This is one that came out a few months ago, actually, but I wanted to showcase now. It is Flying Guillotine number 2, part 2. And I haven't seen Flying Guillotine part 1, but I'm very curious about it, and checking out more of these films. I'm really adoring these things. And 88 Films is just doing the Lord's work with this kind of stuff. But I really love these releases, and putting these great special features together, and just really putting attention to detail to them. But the biggest news that I have here is something related to this bad boy. We got Volume 2. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. Like, I can't put this down from my cheek because I'm so enamored by this. In fact, we're gonna open this together because I haven't opened it up. So let's open this together. But let's first talk about what's inside. Limited edition contents. Let's just talk about the discs. Looks like there are in total 10 discs. 2 of them are CDs, and so we have, first of all, we have disc 1 has the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Return to this 36th Chamber and Disciples of the 36th Chamber are on disc 2. We have disc 3 as Mad Monkey Kung Fu and 5 Super Fighters. Disc 4 has Invincible Shaolin and the Kid with the Golden Arm. Disc 5 has Magnificent Ruffians and 10 Tigers from Kwantong. Disc 6 has My Young Auntie, which has a standalone thing here. Disc 7 has Mercenaries from Hong Kong and The Boxer's Omen. And then disc number 8 has Martial Arts of Shaolin and The Barefoot Kid. So almost all these releases have like a double feature in there, but a couple of them have separate. And then disc 9 has music from the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, 5 Super Fighters, Invincible Shaolin, and the Kid with the Golden Arm CD. And then disc 10 has Return to the 36th Chamber, Magnificent Ruffians, the 10 Tigers of Kwantong, My Young Auntie, Mercenaries from Hong Kong, and Disciples of the 36th Chamber releases on there. But yeah, very excited about this. Okay, let's take this off right here. Got that beautiful release from them. Okay, let's just look and adore this release. This is the first time I'm opening this, so I'm very excited about this. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Okay, let's look at the booklet first. It's red, looks fantastic. You got another Shawscope production in the end on the back. Oh my God, I love this. It's just so sleek. These are the things that I adore. Anyway, before, and it has like little trivias here, and I'm really curious to know if I can read into this and see if there is a volume 3 coming out, because I would freaking love that so much. But anyway, I just want to show you that final shot here on the back right there. Man, what a great release. Anyway, let's look at how the discs are housed right here. We got this booklet right here. As you can see, the artwork is just immaculate that comes with it. There is 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Then there are the 2 sequels to it right there, which has great artwork. Then we have Mad Monkey Kung Fu and 5 Super Fighters. I've seen Mad Monkey Kung Fu, and I quite enjoy it right there. Let's see, Invincible Shaolin and the Kid with the Golden Arm. Just the artwork on these. If I had like enough poster room, I'd be putting up martial arts posters everywhere. Then we also have Magnificent Ruffians and the 10 Tigers of Kwantong right there. Love the diversity of the art styles too. This is what makes it so great. Then we have My Young Auntie, which has its own, you know, disc itself. Then we have Mercenaries from Hong Kong and The Boxer's Omen, which is a horror film, which I'm very excited about that one. And then we have disc number 8, which is Martial Arts of Shaolin and The Barefooted Kid, right there. Another excited about that. Sorry about that crease sound too. You hear that in the packaging. And then there's the music right there. And then the last disc also has some music as well. But man, oh man, I am ecstatic about this release, and having that alongside this, like, that is what really pushed me into the martial arts world. You know, if Flip, if you're watching this, we're going to be doing this. We're going to do this again. Maybe I'm just biting off my own tongue, but regardless, I'm going to be talking about it nonetheless. I'm going to be talking about these films, and I'm super excited about it. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. I would love to know what everyone's been picking up for the month of November, what you're most excited about for the year, what the end of the year looks like for everybody on releases. I would love to know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like, comment down below, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.